Good evening. Well, as you've been seeing, the capital and Buckingham Palace in particular have been at the heart of the Platinum Jubilee events, which got underway earlier. Thousands of people lined the Mall hoping to catch a glimpse of the royal family. Our reporter Anna Geary has been down there meeting royal fans, one of whom was even there 7 decades ago when Princess Elizabeth was crowned Queen.
Celebrating London's most famous resident and her remarkable 70-year reign. The Queen smiled, joined by her family at Buckingham Palace, as the red arrows roared overhead, lighting up the skies. Crowds swarmed the streets of the capital for this once-in-a-lifetime event, including Londoner June Ollie, who arrived at 7:15 this morning for a good view on the royal route.
I've sort of been there right the way through her reign. I remember being there at the coronation. I sat on the pavement all night in order to cheer her as she went by. I was only 18 years old and she was so serious about the job she took on, and she's never wavered.
June was glad to enjoy the Trooping the Colour, but for other royal fans who had travelled to watch the display of military pageantry, they were left disappointed. Viewing areas became full by 10 o'clock and many were turned away.
So we booked a hotel on the other side of Hyde Park. We dropped our luggage there and then came straight here and just can't get close.
Instead, revellers chose to soak up the atmosphere where they could, watching the procession on their mobile phones. This moment in history in London has taken months of careful preparation from the Met Police. Thousands of officers are patrolling the Mall and are in and around the capital, helping to keep this event safe and secure.
So you'll see police officers today guiding crowds, helping with security, but also all across London. We know there are more than 2,500 street parties happening across communities in London. So I think every police officer in the Met will be working at some point through this weekend, supporting people.
One such street party got underway in Mayfair this afternoon, where high-end restaurants catered for those attending.
We were expecting upwards of 20,000 over the course of the next 2 days. What a contrast to how London was last year and the year before. It's going to be wonderful.
Wonderful for local businesses and wonderful for those celebrating the first of 4 days of festivities in honour of Britain's longest reigning monarch. Anna Geary, ITV News.
Well, Transport for London expect around 100,000 people to fill the capital over this bank holiday weekend. Londoners are being advised not to take a car into the city. TfL says services will be fully operational with no planned closures, ensuring visitors can get around smoothly.
We're really advising people to use public transport, walk or cycling. Everything will be on the necessary TfL apps to help people with where they need to get to.
Let's have a look at some other news now. And a murder investigation has begun after a man was found stabbed on a street in Brent. Police were called to Henderson Close at 6:30 yesterday evening, where a man in his mid-20s was injured. He died there 45 minutes later. No arrests have yet been made. And the government has announced the kind of cladding that caused the rapid spread of fire at Grenfell Tower has been banned. The government says it won't be used on any new buildings of any height in England. 72 people died in the fire 5 years ago. And finally, during these special celebrations, we've been hearing from some familiar faces who wanted to wish the Queen a very happy Jubilee.
Hello, Your Majesty. I hope you have a really happy Jubilee weekend. It's going to be a bit tiring, so when it's all done and dusted, I hope you manage to get your feet up for a few days. Nice.
Congratulations. Eat as much Victoria sponge as possible, and I shall have a cheers with a brew to you.
You're amazing. Thank you. 70 years. You're incredible. Thank you, Your Majesty. Goodbye. Joe Pasquale, over and out.
On to the weather, and the sun has pretty much been shining on the capital today. Will it continue? Well, James Wright has the forecast.
making the most of it whatever the weather. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hi there, good evening. The long bank holiday weekend continues for the Jubilee. Not looking too bad, although it is going to get more unsettled over the next few days. Overnight tonight, mainly clear spells and clear skies. We will have a bit of cloud around and that breeze pushing up through the Thames estuary, so it's going to make it significantly milder than it was last night. We're looking at lows in double figures pretty much across the board. Through tomorrow then, not a bad start to the day. Some good sunny spells out there to enjoy. I think on the whole, a bit more cloud around than today, but enough sunny spells just to trigger off one or two isolated showers. In spite of that easterly breeze, on the whole I think it's going to be warmer than today, so we're looking at highs of 21 to 24 Celsius, so very pleasant, a lovely warm day ahead of us. But like I say, things do start to go downhill as we head through the traditional weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It looks as though it'll be a nice dry start, nice and warm, and then this system pushes up from the south. That could give us some heavy and thundery showers later on in the day, and then that system just sweeps up across the UK, so it's generally going to be a much more unsettled mix. Yes, a few showers, maybe some sunny spells, a little bit cooler, but still pretty average for the time of year. That's your weather. Here's your pollen.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello, summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
With all the warm settled weather through the rest of the weekend, we're looking at high levels for grass and for dock through Friday and Saturday. A little more unsettled on Sunday, so back to moderate. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, James. And that is it from the London team for now. We'll be back tomorrow with updates in Good Morning Britain from 6 a.m. And there's plenty more online. Just search for ITV London. But for now, thank you for watching. Enjoy your Thursday evening. Bye-bye.